Trump is now the president of the United States, and with that announcement alone, I made over $50,000 in the month of November. This is also your opportunity to take advantage of the stock market in the next 4 years. I've said this before and I will continue to say it. When he was the president, a lot of crazy things went on in the market. It created a lot of opportunities and a lot of people became rich, millionaire, billionaires from that alone. I don't care where you stand on who should be the president, but you should understand that this is now going to give you the opportunity to become wealthy and help you and your family. And this is the opportunity to do that. So in this video, I break down exactly how I made $50,000 and how you can do the exact same thing. The month of November was absolutely amazing. And it's just the first month of many, many months to come. And the reason for that is because of Trump now being elected as the president. I've spoken about this topic before. If you guys missed the last time Trump was president, it gave so many people opportunities to become rich, wealthy millionaires. If you missed that opportunity, here's your next chance. The next 4 years are going to be volatile, are going to be crazy, are going to be fun, and are going to be the time where you push yourself away and surpass those goals that you had about income generating in the market. And this is your opportunity. All right. Last month alone, I managed to finish $50,000. It was actually 57, but I stringed along a few red losses here near the end of the month right here. So these losses here actually took away from my 57,000. However, amazing month, 50K, took 50 trades on the month with a 68% win rate. My students were actually performing a lot better than me. Some of them finishing around 80% average winner, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. Now, enough about how much I made. Let me break it down and show you guys exactly what I did to make this $50,000, how long I traded, what type of trades did I take, so you guys can understand and how you guys can do the exact same thing. So I've explained to you guys my exact process before. Obviously, if you guys want a more in-depth, more in detail about a 1.5 to 2 hour video, smash the like button, get it to 100 likes, and I will sit down. I'll spend one whole weekend making an in-depth video about every single thing that I do, so you guys can watch it for absolutely free. But you gotta smash that like button and get it to 100 likes. But let me give you guys a quick run around of what I did, how I did it to get to $50,000. And it all starts with consistency in the night before. So the night before, what we're doing here, guys, we're looking to scan for stocks, right? So we're scanning for stocks and we're using Finviz. When we scan Finviz, what are we actually looking for, right? We are looking for patterns. We are looking for pockets, and we are looking for candle combos. All right. I get into more detail of exactly how to do that using Finviz and how to find these candles, etc. Just watch the video somewhere along here if you want to figure out exactly how to scan for stocks. Now, let's say we've identified the patterns, the pockets, the candle combos, and we've made ourselves a short list of stocks that we are wanting to trade, right? So what do? We establish this list the night before, right? So this happens the night before, okay? You build yourself a list of stocks that you put on a side watch list, and then you come in the morning of and you take that watch list and you start looking at the pre-market, okay? Now, in the pre-market, what are we looking for in the pre-market? Well, one, we really want to identify that are we still in the same thesis as we had the night before when we were building that watch list, right? So what do I mean by that? If the nightly watch list, we were looking for moves on the upside based on the candle or pocket that we have identified, is the pre-market giving the same thesis, right? If it is giving the same thesis, then we can go on and identify key levels. If it is not giving us the same thesis, we eliminate it from the list, right? Now let's dive in and see what do we need to do when it does meet the same thesis. So in the pre-market, we're looking for the same thesis. So If it was a bullish move, then we're looking for bullish setups. Now, what does that bullish setup look like? All right, if we're in the pre-market, we want to see moves that are giving us key level of resistance in the pre-market. So when the morning we can open, we have a solid level for trigger. So for example, if these areas of resistance are sitting at, let's say, $10, so our trigger going into the open is going to be that $10 mark, right? So now we have on the daily, we are bullish. In the pre-market, we are still bullish. And we have a key level of resistance that we're looking to break out of, right? So take a look here. You have daily on your side, pre-market on your side, and in the pre-market, you have nice resistance that you can use for this level to be your trigger, right? And within the first 1 to 5 minute, if this trigger gets hit, you want to take the trade immediately. A lot of people will say that's gambling, but believe it or not, I've tracked this system because the daily's on your side, the pre-market's on your side, and you have a key resistance level. This setup right here will give you an 80 to 85% chance of success. Now, what happens when your thesis is still valid and the setup has already established a key level of resistance? It's broken over that resistance in the pre-market, and it's now coming into a next daily level of resistance. So you have resistance, which is now support here, and in the pre-market, we're sitting right around that level, right? So let's say this is our pre-market. Everything behind the black line is our pre-market. So now our original thesis was that we were looking for a break of this resistance level in order to enter the trade, but the move happened in the pre-market. What do we do now, right? It's very important that you just don't take the trade right here because you're still bullish on the daily. Why? Because if you take the trade right here, you risk the stock coming back down and you risk yourself getting stopped, and then the stock can continue in your favor, okay? So what do we need to do? We have to wait for two things to present themselves, okay? First thing is going to be, we're going to wait for either a push and consolidation under the next resistance, and then we take the trade. Okay, that's scenario number one. Or we're going to wait for a pullback and see what kind of candle formation or pattern is presented. It's either going to give us a hammer at old resistance, new support, or it's going to give us some sort of a double bottom that we can take, right? So there's two scenarios that you can do in this case. Wait for the push into next resistance, consolidation, flag, or pattern before you enter the trade, or a pullback into the old resistance with a hammer double bottom before you take the trade, right? This area right here, this is where I call no man's land. Why? Because you're under resistance and you're above support. So anytime you take this trade right here, you risk the stock pulling back on you, you getting stopped out, and it's moving up. You have to wait for two confirmations to allow you to enter the trade. Third scenario is you had a setup or a stock that was on your watch list that was bullish. You had your levels that you were looking for. They put in a nice area of resistance in the pre-market. Your pre-market game plan was when the stock opens, you're going to take that trigger long, and your next target was going to be here, right? Let's say that's your target. This is your entry point. And in the pre-market, the move already took place, right? So when the move already takes place and the move has already been done, there is nothing else you can do here. You just simply leave it alone, all right? You just want to put it on a side chart. This whole thing right here, you want to put it on a side chart and just look at it for the rest of the day. But there's nothing actively that we can do here. This means just leave it alone for now. These other setups that we have here, this is a good scenario to enter, and this is also another good scenario to monitor to enter. Ideally, your best case scenario is going to be this right here, right? This is the one we want to look for, right? So let me explain to you again a run around exactly what we're looking for, right? So we have one, the daily, right? So let's say the daily gives us a hammer candle which means the following day we're going to expect to move up. And 2, we look at the pre-market. And the pre-market is giving us key levels of resistance. And we know that's going to be our trigger. And number 3, we take the trade, right? So we had a bullish system here on the daily, right? So this was bullish. Pre-market is still bullish. And in the 2, 5, 10 minutes of the market open, we trigger and we can go long and take that trade. Now, every single trade that I've taken here has been within the 1 hour of the market open. And every single trade that I've taken here has had the exact same process and step-by-step instructions that I showed you guys. Building the watch list the night before with a game plan, coming in the market open and making sure that that game plan is still valid, identifying a key level for entry in the pre-market, and within the 5-10 minutes of the market open, entering that trade and riding that momentum. Now, if you guys want to watch me every single day, build that watch list for you, teach you how to do that, trade with me live every single day, and want me to mentor you one-on-one, all you have to do is click the link down below, see if you qualify to work with me one-on-one. And if you do not want to work with me one-on-one, you don't have the capital to invest, it's okay. All you have to do is watch the video right here. It's a free training on exactly what I do every single day, so you can start implementing it on yourself and see if you could see the same result. As always, thank you for watching and smash that like.